Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Spider-Man Homecoming wave of figures. And, well, okay, so I'm not in this Marvel Legends set for the Vulture Build-A-Figure or any of the movie characters. So this was a really cheap purchase for me because two. I did get the Moon Knight. We're going to actually do a brief look at him during this video. Kind of an update video, and I did get something else for my Moon Knight. So we can just take a quick peek at that. These guys come with these two Build-A-Figure pieces. You're not building a figure, you're building the wing set for the Vulture, the movie Vulture. Again, I don't have any interest in it. So if anybody wants these and this wing bit, let me know, and I'll just charge you however much it costs to ship the damn thing. Alright, so let's get into it. We'll set him off. So here's the Beetle. Looks like we're looking at the slightly retooled Daredevil mold. Because you got the small feet. But if you remember my Absorbing Man review, one of my complaints was that it had the female Beetle in there, and I was like, I just really want a regular male Beetle figure, and they delivered. So awesome. Head, ball joint, hinge, swivel, so get all that. This piece is all soft plastic, which is kind of a disappointment. I wish this was hard plastic so that it wouldn't be all floppy, but whatever. He's got the wings on the back. They plug in up here, and they plug in really tight, so these things aren't moving. So got that. They're on hinge swivels, so you can get those out of the way. And then he does have the wings that came with the. So I think they first came with the Wasp figure, and you just would plug them in like that. But I'm not a fan of the way that looks, so those are going to go into the bit spin. Shoulder swivel, hinges up and down, bicep swivel, double bent elbow, wrist swivel, hinge, ab crunch. It's got a good forward, really good forward. And if we move the wings, pretty good back. Waist swivel. Hips are on the ball joints. So up, down, in, out. Thigh swivel. Double bend knee. Shin swivel. Foot hinges. And there is the rocker. So yeah. As far as this figure goes, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Some of the joints feel a little loose. But outside of that, it's everything I wanted in a Beetle figure. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. So moving him out of the way. Tombstone. So this looks like the Venom body. He's got this sculpted chest here. The line here. I can't remember if I already reviewed him or not. Oh, well, if I did, I'm sorry. So he's got the hinge, swivel, ball joint. That works good. Ab crunch. Typical hinge, swivel, shoulder. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow. Hinge, swivel, and hinge. Yeah, hinge, swivel. I don't know why I'm blanking this. Free floating pieces of plastic here, here, and here. Work pretty well, though. Belt is sculpted on. Hips, ball joints, thigh swivel, double bend knee, boot swivel, rocker, tilt. Yeah. Typical Marvel Legends style. All in all, great figure. Looks great. I really like Tombstone. I've always been a fan of Tombstone because he's one of those, shit's not getting real villains. More of a okay, this is going to be a quick comic, maybe a one shot, you don't need to do like a huge thing between him and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man can beat him anytime. But it's just a fun little extra, and I like the whole mob mentality. That's one of the things I always loved about the Batman comics, is because there's always like that mob feel going on in the background, whereas Spider-Man, it's more supervillain centric, and you got Kingpin, the crime lord stuff, but you don't have that mob feel all the time. Tombstone, Hammerhead, Silvermane, stuff like that. Those were always like the villains that are like, okay, this is just a little fun type villain. And anyway, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I think this guy is awesome. Definitely pick him up if you're a Spider-Man villain fan. Hopefully, my hope, and I know this is a long shot and probably will never happen, but I would love to see Tombstone make an appearance in the Luke Cage show. I think him and Luke Cage would be able to have a really, really good fight and rivalry. So I that just because they're almost identical when it comes to their power set, super strength, impenetrable skin, stuff like that. But he just got the nasty looks. That face sculpt, by the way, is just great. So yeah, that's what I would love to see, because we're never gonna get Tombstone as the main villain in a Spider-Man movie. That's one of the things, I wish Spider-Man was going to Netflix, not in the movies, so that we would have, villain of the week kind of thing, because he's got one of the best rogues gallery out there. My personal favorite, but a lot of people will argue Batman's is better. I'm not going to argue that point. My opinion is Spider-Man's better, but I just, it's a shame that we're not going to ever get all the villains that we could with Spider-Man, because, he's stuck in the movie verse. And there's just no way you're going to get all of it. Anyway, so here's Moon Knight. And I totally missed that you can take his darts and there's ports in his fists that you can plug those in. And I was like, I watched Skullface's review on that, and I was like, son of a bitch. So yeah, that's really good. Now, what I did, Skullface did a review on these cloth capes. So I went ahead and I bought one. This was for Doctor Doom. But it is, just a white cloak. Now, let's see, does this even come off? No. So that's not gonna work. So we're gonna have to just maybe bunch the hood up. And there you go. I don't know. I think it kind of works. I think it definitely kind of works. I don't think it's the greatest thing. That's stupid. Without the hood, it does look okay. For the cost of these things, I think there's like $7. I can't sit there and say these things are worth it. Definitely the only one I will be picking up, and it's not terrible. The only thing is you can kind of see through it in these lights. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. There we go. That's better. I saw a second Moon Knight in the stores. I almost picked it up. I really wanted to, but they were having a sale on the Dormammu Build-A-Figure. So I picked that up instead, or at least most of it. But anyway, they're kind of a pain to get in there, but they're cool. Yeah, that's not gonna work on camera. But anyway, yeah, you can just plug them in there, and that's works pretty good. So, of course, I still give him a 10 out of 10. The capes, I can't recommend them. I think they're too much. They come from Malaysia, so they take too long to get here. But of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming wave, this is all I'm going to get is Tombstone, Moon Knight, and Beetle. So after that, I'm good. I don't need anything else. So if anybody wants any of the other the Build-A-Figure pieces, let me know from this wave. I'll give them to you. First person, first come, first serve kind of thing. But yeah, there you go. Guess that's all there is.